little bit the mode of taxation, so to a different subject. I believe the subject of al-zakat maybe is not well known for most of you, even though also for some for Muslims, not all of Muslims have a good idea about the zakat and how al-zakat is implemented in the Islamic regime. So first of all, I believe I should at least give a small definition about al-zakat because it's an Arabic word. Not all of you know Arabic, so I will start to give a small definition about al-zakat, and after that I will give you a small brief review about the abstract of my paper, then I will go on step by step about my paper analysis. So first, al-zakat is an Arabic word, sure. Al-zakat it's derived from the verb al-zakka, which means to purify. Purification is the most important meaning of al-zakat. Another meaning of al-zakat is blessing. Also, we can say blessing or purification is the meaning of al-zakat. We can also, al-zakat means growing or developing, also giving and some growth, some development means also al-zakat. Al-zakat concerning the Islam religion is considered one of the 5 pillars of Islam. We have in Islam 5 pillars. The first pillar in Islam is al-shahada, the profession of faith. Second pillar is salah, the prayer. The third pillar is al-zakat, it is the third pillar. The fourth pillar is al-sawm, which means fasting. We have one whole month for fasting. The fifth pillar is al-hajj, the pilgrimage. So al-zakat is the third pillar in Islam. As I told you, most of Muslims, they pay al-zakat, but they don't pay it properly as it should be. They have just a general idea about al-zakat. They do not implement zakat as it should be. Al-zakat, it's mentioned in the Quran maybe more than 100 times, and its importance is derived from that God has mentioned it more than 100 times because it's very important to be applied by Muslims. First of all, I should say that we have 2 kinds of al-zakat. We have al-zakat al-fitr, which is related to the feast we have after fasting. We fast for one whole month, so we should have some congratulations after having a hard worship of one holy month. And this fasting is somehow different from Christian fasting because you don't eat anything the whole day, no drinks, no eating. So it's hard, especially during summer. That's why we have the Eid or the feast for 3 days after fasting. So God has imposed on Muslims to pay a small amount of money to the poor before feasting, in order to let the poor also be happy in the feast. So this is the first zakat, which is called zakat al-fitr. Surely, if you have to go more in detail, we can explain in detail how much we have to pay and to whom we have to pay, who are the disbursement categories. But I can say that the disbursement categories are the same, which will be applied to the mainly zakat, which we call it also zakat al-mal, which is money. So this is the main zakat that God has imposed on Muslim to apply. Zakat al-fitr is just a small amount of money after one whole month of fasting. So now if we go to zakat al-mal, which is essential of my topic, I can say that can start. Okay. Okay. Zakat al-mal, as I have written, is the practice of charitable giving by Muslims based on accumulated wealth and is obligatory for all who are able to do so. So most of Muslims, if they are able to do so, they have to pay a certain percentage of their wealth to the poor. This percentage is, first of all, is 2.5% of their wealth and not their income. There is a big difference between the income and the wealth. First of all, the rate is 2.5%. Second of all, there is a minimum level. Above this level, we can pay a zakat. Under this level, we are not allowed to pay a zakat. This minimum level, which we call it in Arabic al-nisab, this minimum level, we calculated, we have to deduct all what we have to pay as for our lives, for our schools, food stuff, everything, to make our life being somehow acceptable and luxurious. After this minimum level, we should pay al-zakat. This minimum level is approximately 83 grams of gold or an equivalent amount of $2,500. So this means any person who has a wealth above $2,500 should pay al-zakat. This is very well explained. So this zakat, this principle of zakat, if I have to read a little bit, al-zakat consists of spending a fixed portion of one's wealth for the benefit of the poor or needy, including slaves, debtors, and travelers. I don't know if I have to go. I will go back a little bit just about the historical view of al-zakat when it was imposed. Okay. In Sha'ban, the second year of Hijrah, the Hijrah of the Prophet, fasting during the month of Ramadan was made mandatory for the Muslim. It means in the second year of Hijrah, first of all, fasting was made mandatory. After they finished fasting in the second year, also God imposed through the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they imposed the al-zakat in the second year of al-Hijrah. Oh, this zakat, as I told you, it's al-zakat al-mal. Well, payment of this zakat can be made either directly to the disbursement categories which I'll mention typically now, which are 8 disbursement categories, and they are specified in detail in the Quran. Let me mention before I forget that these disbursement categories, 8 disbursement categories, are mentioned in detail in the Quran, whereas any other topic in the Quran is treated in general. We don't go into details. We leave it to people to go into details according to the demands of each decade, each stage, because now we have a different attitude, different habit, different way of life if we compare our life to the past. That's why in the Quran many rules were written just in general, not in detail. But for this case, specifically for this case, God has detailed the 8 disbursement categories in order, because this is a very important issue, to give the money, to take the money from the rich people and to give them to the poor. And he mentioned exactly who are, I will mention such 8 categories.